रोशनी का कारवां.
This podcast is brought to you by Score Foundation.
ये है रोशनी, रोशनी, रोशनी का कारवां, रोशनी. Eyeway, ये है रोशनी का कारवां.
Hi, my name is George Abraham and welcome to Eyeway Conversations. My guest today is Chandriya Alam from Kolkata. She is the daughter of Mr. Sadhan Gupta, who was a member of parliament, advocate general of the West Bengal government. He was a trade union leader. He was a disability activist, a musician, and a family man. Chandri, what are your earliest recollections and memories of your dad?
When I was born, he was a member of parliament. I have very vague recollections of Delhi, but early recollections are, when I could learn to read, reading the newspaper to him, whatever we read. At that point of time, I suppose I was also reading a lot of rubbish, but he was very patient, correcting me when I was wrong, my pronunciation. But patiently he read. We used to read the papers to him. He listened to it, and songs. I think my first recollection would be Baba singing. Another recollection, I would say, that we used to accompany him to the meetings that he used to attend when we were very small. My mother used to go. We used to go as children. Whenever he visited the villages, visited various places where held meetings for the Communist Party. We were always there.
Your dad was born in Dhaka and his father was a lawyer and a member of the Congress Party. But I understand that your dad was always part of the left. He was a member of the Communist Party. So
Yes.
what was the thinking behind this?
He was born on the day of the Russian Revolution, 7th November 1917.
Right.
So, and thereafter, the left movement had received an impetus with the socialist world existing in the world, right? So that was naturally a point of attraction for the youngsters, the students, and Baba also followed that. And he was a very good debater. He had debated on in several forums. In fact, he had won the university debate, inter-university debate. So he was an accomplished debater, and he was, various people had called him. And that's how he got sucked into the left movement.
So what exactly kind of got him to the stage where he decided to stand for elections and become a member of parliament? What was the journey like?
Actually, in the Communist Party, as far as we have seen, it's not his decision to stand in the elections. He was asked to contest, right? So, and he agreed. When the party said anything, it was never a no. He was absolutely very diligent that way. And so it happened in 1952 before I was there. But when the party takes a decision, he's going to abide by it. That was what he was throughout his life, right?
Right.
So when they contested the elections, 1952 as the first elections to the first parliament, he had contested against Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, a stalwart, and in fact he lost. That is normal. But then after Dr. Mukherjee passed away in 1953, then in the re-elections, then Baba won that seat.
So as a parliamentarian, do you recollect any of his contributions to the community?
What I have heard, that it was, he was at that time, I don't know if it still happens now or now. Parliament used to give all the information. All the documents, everything used to come from the house itself, all the details. He used to read up all. And at that point of time, my elder siblings were very small. And they did the reading early morning. When the papers arrived, my sister, somebody was there to read it up, told to him. He was prepared. By the time he left for Parliament, he had actually gone through whatever documents, whatever information they had sent him, and the details. And as I said, I was telling you that what the LIC workers' wages that they're getting now, their salaries, at that point of time, I mean, there was a huge tussle as to what would be the uh, proper uh, proper wage. And there it was my father who had vanguarded that debate, and ultimately the Nehru government had to relent to his reasoning, and their salary was increased. So the LIC workers still remember, I remember that after my father died, there was this very senior person who had come and said that what we are enjoying now is actually attributable to Mr. Sadhan Gupta. So these are the types of work that he had. I mean, when the nation was in the building phase, his contributions towards, in fact, the Criminal Law Amendment Acts, where there were some portions which were very, I mean, draconian. He had protested on the various, I mean, various aspects of the lives of the people, which could be very difficult had certain laws been passed. He's been very vigilant about those.
If you know of anyone with vision impairment who needs guidance on living life with blindness, please share the Eyeway National Toll-Free Helpline number 1800-5320-469. The number is 1800-5320-469.
So I think in line with what you're saying right now, he had a very early connect with the trade union movements of
Yes.
West Bengal and
Mhm.
Calcutta.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
how did he get drawn into it, and what are some of the high points you
I
remember?
raising issues in parliament, or defending workers who were either, I mean, defending cases, defending workers who had been subjected to criminal. That's how he got into the trade union movement. I mean, it's a trade union movement that had come to him, because he was as such not associated with any particular trade, being a lawyer. And then he remained with the trade union right from, he was with the ITC, he was with uh, various organizations. I mean, I remember during the rail strike, I mean, he was away, I mean, he was defending the railway workers throughout the country.
Trade union movement that you're referring to, the railways, I think this is what happened in the 1970s, right, where George
Yes,
Fernandez,
yes, George Fernandez, yes.
right.
This was the railway strike, all India railway strike. But even prior to that, there were movements on various scores. And during his legal profession, what he did was he was a very good trial lawyer.
Right.
So he had been called to various states for defending either people associated with the left movement or people associated with the trade unions who had been victimized, incarcerated, or facing trials, criminal trials, and he's done that.
You know, when I first met your dad, somebody introduced him to me, and he said he was the Advocate General of
Mhm.
the West Bengal government. And you were telling me that he was the first ever additional Advocate General
Yes,
of the West Bengal government. So, can you
yes.
throw some light on that?
Since 1942, he is in the legal profession. He was enrolled as an advocate in 1942. Thereafter, he had uh, gone to the UK to do his, had passed the barrister at law, and was called from the Middle Temple as a barrister. So he was pursuing his legal profession.
Right.
So when the left front government came to power, he was associated with the left. And when they had decided, the first decision they had taken was to give the rights to the sharecroppers. Now, the sharecroppers' rights were in the statute book since 1955, but then nobody implemented those. So now the left front government took the decision to implement those. So once all the uh, process started in the fields, there was a lot of litigation. I mean, absolutely a floodgate of litigation that opened during that time. And it was my father who had shouldered the main burden of handling that floodgate. In fact, I should not only my mother was also played a very pivotal role. Both of them, and she was also a lawyer, and both of them shouldered it was that burden. My father was appointed as the additional advocate general. It was the, I mean, it was a post that was created to shoulder that burden, and he is the first additional advocate general of the state of West Bengal. Thereafter, uh, he became the advocate general, and throughout his career, it was espousing the cause of the masses.
You, as kids, how did you see your dad's involvement with the disability movement?
Well, as kids, we had seen him associated with his alma mater, Lighthouse, Calcutta Blind School. He was the president. He was associated with the Lighthouse for the Blind, and but that he was the president of the Lighthouse for the Blind when I was very small, 1968. I mean, I was about 10, 11. Since then, he was the president of the Calcutta Lighthouse for the Blind. Then he was the president of the Calcutta Blind School. He was also president of the Calcutta Deaf and Dumb School. So he's had worked with people from all walks. I mean, disabled people from all different walks of life. He was associated with the National Federation of the Blind and again disabled organizations in this state. I mean, he was always associated with them right from the beginning. Their movements, their, I mean, sensitizing people. I mean, especially the community, really relating to. I mean, he was a huge example of. I mean, what a disabled person can achieve. I mean, he never, and the most striking feature is he never considered him to be a disabled person. I suppose I should attribute that to my grandmother, who brought him up like a normal child. In spite of his disability, he was allowed to swim, he was allowed to move around, he did everything.
How did his disability, Chandriya, impact you folks as a family, as his children, as his members of his family, his close confidants? How did his disability and his views on life impact you folks?
He was very much a family person, very much with all his cousins. His happiest moments are when he was with his family, children, cousins, grandchildren, later on great grandchildren, and we've sung together. We've had programs. He's participated. He was with us for everything, be it cultural, be it family gatherings, going out for trips. I mean, we used to regularly, as I said, sea bathing. Baba was always with us. One constant member who would never say no was Baba, and we were there on the sea, collecting shells, collecting clams which came through the waves. He taught us how to collect it, keep it, and we used to come back and have oyster soup. He had immense enthusiasm with everything.
To support our work with the blind and visually impaired, you can visit the donate page on our website www.scorefoundation.org.in. Please note www.scorefoundation.org.in.
Coming to his singing, you have referred to his singing several times. Did he have any formal training in music, or it was just a God-given gift?
It was a God-given gift, and he used to pick up songs from various. I mean, he went to Rajasthan uh, attend court, and as I said, in one of the trade union movements, he's picked up Rajasthani songs. He's gone to Assam. He's picked up songs from there. In fact, the beggars used to come and beg. That was at his home in Dhaka. He's picked up songs from them also. So he had a very unusual collection of songs, and he had songs from the IPTA movement, that is the Indian People's Theatrical Association, which was at that point of time the left cultural front, which was I mean, which was a very attractive. We had all our key, uh, personalities had originated from that front itself. Shalil Chaudhary, Pandit Ravi Shankar, Utpal Datta, everybody had come from the IPTA, Indian peoples. And IPTA, those songs were something, I mean, it was, Baba's singing was worth listening to. And as he traveled worldwide, he picked up songs from there. So he was an encyclopedia of songs, folk. Uh,
Given his stature as a public figure and as a musician, you must have also had a number of these big musicians coming home.
well, as a musician, I mean, that he kept, it was not, he used to play the keyboard. He had a very, I mean, we wouldn't put him as a musician in that he was a musical person. He used to play the keyboard. He could play the violin. I mean, but it was more within his group. He had never really projected himself that way. But his songs, people still speak about. And in fact, this is something I should share that at the time when the Communist Party was on the verge of being banned, that they were running the risk, it was Baba who used to sing in the meetings. If nobody could speak, it was Baba's songs that spoke. So he had, I mean, it was in view of giving speeches also, his songs.
So you're saying that he used to compose his own songs.
Uh, Not really compose. I mean, he sang the songs that were there. But
Okay.
I mean, the old IPTA songs, the folk songs, but which carried a lot of meaning.
And I also was reading the note that you sisters had put together and
Mm,
shared.
mm, mm.
And I understand that your father was an avid lover of sports.
Yes.
So talk to us some things about his area of interest in sport.
Well, Baba was a member of the East Bengal Club, an avid supporter of the East Bengal Club, that was football.
Yeah.
And when we should have seen him listening to the commentaries, as soon as they went near the goal post, he would say, "Shoot, shoot!" I mean, as if he was on the field. I mean, the commentary had sort of. I mean, he was. One has to see him to visualize how he reacted to the matches. Huh? Cricket, football. I mean, these are the two games which we used to get a lot of running commentaries. We used to watch films together also.
And I believe he also used to be quite an avid bridge and card player.
In fact, this is when my mother, I mean, when they were matchmaking. So my mother had been called over to my father's house. And the first, what they did was they played bridge. And that's how she was chosen, in fact. She played very well. And that is what was the deciding factor. But Baba used to play bridge. He had his own pack of cards with, and we used to play with that only. And there was a braille inscriptions on each card. So he had made his arrangements.
Would you like to kind of share some of the wonderful things that you saw in your mother when she was as a wife and as a mother, and how she complemented your dad?
Even if you come to the High Court today, I think the two were inseparables. So I mean, everybody remembers him along with my mother. I mean, she was the constant companion, not only being with him, but she had, I mean, much later she had done completed her legal studies. In fact, after I'm the fifth of the siblings. So after I started going to school, she started doing her law. So she completed her law, and when she was with him during the courts, this whole period of fighting for the rights of the sharecroppers, she was very much there. Or during the railway strike, in fact, I mean, there were times when she had invited people and she was not there. So, we had to do all that. Keeping my grandmother at the helm to help us how to cook things. We had to keep the meals ready. They were busy with some conference or something relating to the railway strike. Then she was constantly with him, and both of them had a common interest. So what they created with, I mean, mutual brainstorming was something fantastic. So they were really complemented each other when they were perfect. So right from our childhood, our father was our friend. So my mother had to do all the, things that the father might have had to do, but Baba was always with us. Baba was, I mean, the person to discipline was my mother, but my father was there, always with us. So he was the ever indulgent father, but he was there with us for everything. But my mother was I mean, absolutely the wheel of the whole setup. I mean, helped him with his political activities, with his legal activities, with the activities of the disabled persons. I mean, she was constantly by his side. And when we grew up, we went through our avocations. She was always there, reading out everything, all the inputs that we needed. All she was there.
So, as we close, how would you like people to remember your dad? What is his legacy that you would like seen carrying on?
My dad's legacy, I would say, is a lot of discipline in his life. In fact, he was asked that how did you stay so fit for all these years? I mean, he was 95 and 96 then. So his reply was diabetes above all things. So why? Because after he got the disease, he maintained himself so well. I think he contacted the disease sometime in 1973. So 1973 to 2015, he stayed well. He says, thanks to diabetes. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Because he loved to eat, he loved to do everything, but he just clamped down. So he is a person, I mean, he used to, I mean, he never thought himself to be a disabled person. He always considered himself to be normal, and I mean, he used to prepare his briefs. It was worth watching. Everything, every line had to be put in, every punctuation had to be put in. He even noted down the case laws. He wouldn't allow us to place them. He had to have have those written down, and it had to be written down to perfection. Where the left hand column ends and the right hand column starts, we had to tell him that. Otherwise, he would erase everything and start from one. So this is something, he was a perfectionist. I mean, he believed that he could achieve everything on his own. And that is something that he's never taken advantage of the fact he's a person with disabilities. He has always considered himself to be normal. He was brought up like a normal child, and he stayed like a normal child throughout his life.
Well, Chandriya, thank you very much for spending this time to reminisce and speak about your dad. Uh, he's really a towering personality and a legend.
Eyeway, ये है रोशनी का कारवां.
This podcast was brought to you by Score Foundation.
ये है रोशनी, रोशनी, रोशनी का कारवां. रोशनी. Eyeway, ये है रोशनी का कारवां.
So thanks so much.